Good evening everybody and welcome to Contest of Speed Tier 3. We're live from the virtual Hungary. My name is Dan, I'll be your commentator this evening. And as always alongside me, we're reunited again after your adulterous work midweek. Matt.
What can I say? Anything from the cause cause.
Making some new commentary friends, will we?
I had to make no choice, mate. Had to step in last minute.
No, you did. You did a cracking job, pair of you. Let me see who's the first man out on track.
As well.
I know.
Like a privilege.
I know. You had all your little brain cells working, bless, didn't you?
Yeah, cheers. Yeah, don't need that too much.
See, look, Dominic's on our side, he's on my side, he's reunited and it feels so good. I don't know if that's a song lyric or not. If it is, I've just ruined myself, having no culture.
I think it is, but I don't know where it's from, so
well,
it's fine.
Yeah. And as always, he's first man in the chat, he's right. And the first man on track, jumping to, is Thomas on the Ultra Softs. Now, I would hope this is just going to be a bit of an installation job. Get a banker lap in on those and then go and beat it on a harder compound because they are useless. Totally useless.
It's a lot like Germany last week, isn't it, this track?
It is. Same sets available. Ultra Softs will do, what are we saying, 3 or 4 laps realistically?
4 to 7 laps if you're good to them.
So 4 to 7 if you're Matt, 3 to 4 if you're me, basically.
Yep.
So realistically, anyone qualifying on them, unless they've got the legendary Smartos levels of tyre management, are going to be completely out of the race before it's even started. Unless they can make a one-stop work. One-stop should be the quickest strategy in the race. We thinking softs to mediums again?
Yeah, unfortunately it's another boring one on pro, soft and mediums. Some of them may try the reverse strategy of mediums to softs. The softs themselves will last between, well, I did before this 17 laps on them, and I probably could have done a couple more. So it's over half race distance, so it's a fairly easy one stop.
What is race distance?
Race distance is 35 laps this evening.
35, so what
that's 50% of 70 people. You're welcome, quick maths.
Well, 70, that's 235.
Yeah.
Anyone who doesn't get that reference, you need to go and educate yourselves. Oh, Jay's out. Jay's out.
And now then, I would suggest that is possibly one of 2 or 3 corners.
Well, we'll find out. We're on board with Thomas still, who's just gone quickest. The first man to set a lap time, 1:16.2. Perry's done an installation lap on Ultra Softs and gone back into the pits.
My guess, it could be top of the hill.
Well, turn 4.
Yeah, turn 4.
The infamous turn 4, we're approaching now. We'll see if there's any wreckage on the left. Yeah, there's some car parts at the far end. Almost at the entry to turn 5 actually, so I wonder if he's got a bit of a tank slapper and put it into the wall there.
Speaking of turn 5, that's a corner that is going to be quite dangerous for our drivers this evening. I would say it's up there as an auto spin curve.
Turn 5 is, yeah. If you touch that curb with the rear tyre, that's it, you're gone.
Even with the front tyre, it still wants to sing you around.
Sergey's gone quickest with a 15.8 on Ultra Softs. Now, that's pretty quick.
I would say that's the tyre he's going for.
Do you reckon he's going to go Ultra Softs to mediums?
Well, it's a plausible strategy because of how long the softs can last for. So I think the mediums would possibly, depending on how far you can stretch those ultra softs, could do the one stop. It's also a track where a virtual safety car could be quite high if we got or even a safety car.
There is.
if we've got some kind of accident.
Yeah, it's also an overcut circuit, if I remember rightly from last time out.
See, you're talking to the wrong person. I've not raced around here in my COS career.
Did you miss it last season?
Yeah, I did miss it last season.
We'll jump on board with Mr. P5 on his mediums with his banker lap. I'm going to look in the chat. Let's see who's in. Oh yes, he's here. Matt, I don't know if you know, a couple of days ago I was in one of Ricky's streams and someone was talking in the chat about how I'm the voice of Tier 3 along with your good self. And he's in the chat. Blades is here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's nice to have you. Of course, Ricky's here as well. Ricky, what's your prediction? I'm always interested to see what the betting man has to say.
Yeah. What's the bookies' odds? Who's the favourite?
Jump on board with Millsies, actually. Out on the Ultra Softs. He comes towards the final corner. He is. Takes a wide entry, but he should get a good exit. That is a shocking camera angle, but we'll go with it. P6, 117.6 for him. Not a bad time. There will be people slower than that.
I was going to do some housekeeping, but the point I was going to make is kind of irrelevant because the person isn't here.
What point were you going to make?
I was going to say Ross has got a qualifying ban, but it doesn't matter because he's not here tonight. So
yes,
it will be carried over.
It will. Ross will have a qualifying ban in Spa, of all places.
Which is a landmark race for the Tier 3 competition.
It is. It will be the... well, in fact, this is the 21st race that Tier 3 have competed in, officially. Spa next week will mark the... Whoa, Millsies is gone. Oh, he ran wide, Nass.
Out the wall. I mean,
just. He's going to have to sit there and wait, though. He's doing right. Oh!
I mean, he's done very well to keep it at the barriers there, to be fair.
I'm not sure quite what he's doing here. Oh, no, yeah, going for the runoff area. Fair play.
Thank you.
Yeah, we can turn it round relatively safely there.
Very T-bone someone.
Can you imagine if you took out his teammate?
Teammate's already gone past, so somehow.
Yeah, Jacob goes P8, 18 with an 18 flat on mediums. Now then, the two Red Bulls are still in the pits. Perry went out early, did an installation lap on Ultras and then came back in. Lewis hasn't been out yet.
They've been doing this the last couple of weeks and it's not particular. Well,
it's not a help to them.
It screws them over.
It did last week, definitely. Let's go for the surprise new boy, Tig, in the Mercedes this time around. It's a slight mix-up with what car he was in last time out. Now he is in the right one, he is in the Mercedes. We've got Ricky in the chat saying Ultrasofts are not an option. I agree, but there seems to be a lot of the guys going for them. And his prediction is Jacob, Dabclan and Perry.
Jacob looked... I know... I'm going to blow Jacob's strategy. Jacob's definitely doing soft to medium because that's what he's practicing in practice races for.
I mean, it's not really a secret, is it? You know, that's like the default strategy. I think the unusual ones is if there's anyone who can get into the top 10 on a medium tyre, and anyone who starts on the Ultrasoft, because the Ultrasoft guys have either got Sergey 15-2. 15-2.
What? That's...
Dark Mark has left the session. Hopefully he can rejoin.
Tier 1 pace, that is. 15-2.
So Sergey's definitely starting on the Ultrasoft.
I mean...
But has he blown it before it's even begun by going on those tyres? I don't know. I wouldn't want to call that.
Surely he must have tried it.
He must have done, yeah. Yeah, but it's...
Although track position around here is very important.
It is, unless he's running super low downforce, but with a time like that round here, I doubt it. I really doubt it.
I'd say it's going to be a very high downforce.
Tiggerby starting his second lap even. He must have invalidated the first one. Going again on that single set of soft tyres that he's got.
So Justin is on. What's he got? Ultra softs. So a few guys out there now on the ultra softs.
See, the thing is, I'm just wondering whether Sergey's going to be like a... There's a Toro Rosso spinning in the back there. On the grass. It's going to be Millsy's because Jacob's in the pits. Tiggerby going through those flowing S section. Do you know, I love the track here, but I'm not particularly quick at it.
Yeah, I have no kind of comparison or anything, so I've got no...
A little bit wide from Tiggerby at the end. Will it hold? It does. 17.1 puts him up to P4 on the soft tyre. That is a solid time. Solid time from him. Instantly dropped to P5 though by Cookie.
Eat that cookie.
Someone's gonna. Do you know, if anyone in the chat wants to do some meme work, if you can get if you can do a meme of Eat the Cookie just with like a Renault with, instead of like the driver's helmet, just Cookie Monster's head, you'll be my new favourite person in the stream. Who can we jump to?
The Renault boys. Justin has just gone third in the ultra softs as well.
The Red Bulls are out. Perry looking very... Perry's coming back in. He's been out on ultra softs. Lewis is out on mediums. Let's watch him through the S's, see how good his setup is and his car control seems to be.
No, Dan Hilton's round. The auto spin curve has claimed a victim.
And there's a wing gone as well, and he's getting out of the way of...
Yeah,
I think that's Dabclan on a flyer.
It can't be, it's going to have to be Dracer. Dabclan's on the pits, it is Dracer.
And then Lewis pits in again.
So he's currently 6 tenths up his Dracer. It's going to put him around the Tiggerby area of the grid.
Yeah, Ricky's made a fair point in the chat. He says all the people on ultra softs mean that the two-stop is going to be an option, and potentially it's going to be quicker. Now, I'd counter that though, Ricky, by saying if there's so many people on it, they're all going to be clumped together. They're not going to be able to use the pace. So people like Tiggerby, Dracer, Dabclan in particular.
Dracer could have gone quicker. He's run out of fuel out of the last corner, so he only improved by a couple of attempts. He was on for a 17 flat.
A 17 flat? Oh,
that was 17 flat, so he lost half a second.
That's unfortunate. That would have put him right in the mix. But no, I think those three there, P6 to P8 as we see them now, so Tiggerby, Dracer and Juan Paul, particularly if Dabclan can improve his time and get close to the 16s, or at least into the low 17s, Jacob as well, if they can do that on the softs. Perry is out on softs as well, we can see there. If those guys can get close, I think they might be... I think they're still in with the best chance, to be honest. Oh, they're saying that Tiggerby's just bolted on the ultra softs.
Guys just come out. Pretty much got one, maybe two goes at this. So the Red Bulls, Dark Mark, going to be in a spot of bother.
I don't know if Dark Mark's joined back yet. He left the session a while ago, and I haven't seen it come back. saying that he's in.
I shall find out.
The Red Bull's still in the pits. They're cutting this real fine.
Oh, I've also found out how Jay has retired from the session.
Oh, has he put it in the chat? I missed it.
He's put it in the WhatsApp chat.
What happened
Went
to
too
him?
fast in the entry and clipped the grass on the pit. So he's binned it in the pit entry?
Pit entry? I wonder who lost it at turn 4 then, because there was definitely debris there. Right. So I get through turn 4. Its time isn't an improvement at the moment.
I mean, if he improves that, he's some kind of freak.
Both Red Bulls are out. We'll jump to them in a minute and just see if there's any sort of teamwork going on with toes or what have you, but actually I don't think they can. They can't afford to at this point.
Yeah, both of them out, that's it.
Yeah, one of them will compromise their lap. Sygate's running very low on fuel right now as he comes around to finish his lap. I missed his second sector split, so I don't know if he's ready to improve. Currently P5 on a 16.3.
Dabclan just started his lap to see if he improved from P9.
Sygate 16.1 puts himself to third. Well, there's a number of guys still to go. Raidcon puts himself up to P6. Do you know what? The guys who want to start on the softs might have to go out here on ultras just to get in that top 10.
Well, Raidcon will be open that because he's put two laps on those tyres.
Oh,
so
that's
he's doing a very early stop.
Let's jump to Dabclan, wasn't it? You said. He comes through the chicane. Dabclan has bailed out of his lap. He's cruising round trying to save ERS and fuel probably to get back to the pits, or well, what time he's going to have to try and get to the line and start again.
We should do it from there. So he's invalidated somewhere because he was nearly 3 temps up.
Got Jacob trying to work himself some space. So he comes around to start his lap. 20 seconds to go. So Tiggerby's ahead of him. Then Jacob. Then Dabclan behind. Where are the Red Bulls? Just coming to the Sector 2 split. 26.9 for Perry.
Race is ahead, he's further along. But this is it, they've got one go at this.
And we'll go with Lewis first. Through the final corner. Powers for the line. First man across. Invalidation. Lewis will start from P16. Perry will start at the moment from P9 with a 17.2. Neither of those are going to be good enough. Dan Hilton's retired. That was in the pits, I believe. Sergey improves his time to a 15.1, as if he needed to. Who was next on track? Tiggerby, I think, of the big front runners. That's who we want to see. Then after him was Jacob. Tiggerby runs wide at the penultimate corner, but he'll get the traction maybe on those softer tyres. No, he's bailed out. Tiggerby is bailed out. Jacob's the next man.
Through the goes 7th here. He's currently 6 temps up.
Jacob powers for the line. 17.0 for Jacob on soft tyres. Puts himself in the middle of the ultra runners.
16.4 for Dabclan.
16.4 for Dabclan. Those two guys right in the mix.
So Perry's been saved.
Perry has been saved, but well, has he really?
Yeah, could possibly go long.
I don't understand the Red Bull's qualifying strategies. Why would you essentially turn a 20-minute session into a one-shot qualifying?
Have a word with your American teammate.
I don't know if he's in there with them. I don't know if Mitch is in there with them. I know that Lewis and/or Perry will be listening to this stream. I know they have it on in the background. So what are you playing at? You're throwing the title away, the Perry.
Maybe they want that.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe that's what they want us to think they're doing. Anyway, that is your starting lineup in front of us. Sergei takes the pole position at the Hungarian Grand Prix with a time of 1:15.109. Thomas will start second, over half a second behind. Justin P3, Cookie P4, Sygate P5, Bourne pole P6. I'm just going to pause the stream and get it back ready. Raidcon P7, Jacob P8, Tiggerby P9. Dan Hilton will start P10. That's his best qualifying performance to date, I believe. Perry will start 11th. Dracer will start 12th. Millsy's 13th. Westboy will start 14th. Jay will start 15th. Racer will start 16th. And Darkmark will be at the back of the grid in 17th place. And Jay has pressed X already, so that's a penalty point coming his way because someone's not read the rules.
That was quick.
That was instant.
That was pretty much instantaneous. I believe you also got one last week. Exactly the same thing.
Indeed. So, formation lap is underway. Let me get my information up. And we'll see who started on what tyre. Perry's gone for a fresh set of soft tyres. Racer's gone for mediums. Those two guys splitting their strategies between the recommended and the reverse.
Oh, Racer's at the back, so that will probably not be a bad shout.
No, P1 to 5 are on ultra softs as they qualified. First soft runner is Dabclan in P6. And you've got Raid splitting him from Jacob and Tiggerby, also on soft tyres. Dan Hilton P10 on ultra softs. Perry in P11 starts on softs, the first one who could choose his tyres. Dracer's on the mediums. Millsy's gone for a fresh set of softs. Westboy for a fresh set of mediums. Jay for softs and Darkmark for softs as well. We already mentioned Lewis is on the medium.
I just want to say, qualifying has really shaken up the grid as well.
It certainly has. I'm going to be paying close attention to this.
Raycon again, qualifying well, P7. You've got Sygate up there this week as well. Justin, when he has turned up, has shown that he is more than capable of mixing it in with the front runners.
He has.
He did last season.
Ricky says check your WhatsApp, by the way. I don't know what for.
Cheeky.
But no, you're right. This could go either way. The Ultrasoft guys are either going to have to go for a one-stop to mediums and have to go on that early to avoid losing time, but I don't know if the medium can make it that far. Or they're going to have to go for the two-stop and hope they don't get caught up in traffic, which round here is not a certainty.
So Darkmark's not made it to the grid.
Darkmark has not made it, but that won't matter for now as we get ready to go racing in Hungary. Lights are out, but we're waiting still. Happens every week. Finally, away we go. Great start, I think, from Sergei as he gets off the line. Well, he does. He's going to have the lead into turn one. Thomas got a really poor start. Justin's managed to jump him, and he's going to fight back into turn one. Going to hold it, push Justin wide. Dabclan's up to P4. Great start from him. Sygate and Cookie dropping down. Crucially, though, for Dabclan in his efforts for the one-stop victory, his two competitors on those tyres, Jacob and Tiggerby, are held in 7th and 8th. They've got ahead of Raid, but that's it. Dan Hilton's had a shocking start, bless. Sergei's pulling away already at the front.
Lost out to Perry.
No wing damage, though, on the Haas, crucially. So it's just positions. Great start from Jay at the moment as well, getting himself up to P12. Lewis as well up to P13.
Oh, not there, Lewis. The rear of that Ferrari squirming around.
Let's have a look. Position changes. The big winners off the start. Jay and Lewis up 3 places each. Dracer now up to P10. Getting himself back ahead of Perry in a fight, I'm guessing there. Westboy going for a dive down the inside of Dan Hilton there. We just saw it on stream.
That is a That was a fight back for a position. Dan Hilton was actually making the move on Westwood.
Perry runs wide at the final corner, but I don't think Jay's going to be close enough to capitalise.
No,
We might see Perry make a move into turn 1. Indeed, Lewis going down the inside at turn 1 of Jay. He's going to squeeze him wide on the exit. We'll have to leave him just enough.
Then covers off the inside.
Chops back. Needs to hold a tight line to prevent the switch back. And does so. And that should be position held for Lewis into P12 behind his teammate. Jay's all over!
He's so lucky to still be in the race.
How he's still got most of his front wing, I'll never know. That is incredible. He was asking in the chat beforehand who was running 8 ballast. I think he's put it on himself, and it's going to have ruined him.
Sector 2. Oh, Sygate. Did some Sygate. No.
No front wing on the front of the Force India. He's going to have to stop.
Jay needs to be careful because he's going to come up to the back of him.
Well, they're both walking wounded, so making their way back. Let's go and jump back up to this leading group of cars. Sergey pulling away at the front. The gap now 8/10 to Thomas. Although he's not pulling away as much as I thought. He's not managed to clear DRS. And now there were 3. Perry on.
Switch back. Oh, Dracer parks it quite well.
Both Jay and Sygate getting a 5-second stop and go for speed in the pit lane. Perry, will he try it round the outside?
Contact.
A little bit of a nudge there. That's going to compromise Perry more, I think. It all seemed fair to me. Just a bit of a lock-up from the Red Bull. Justin looks like he's right on the back of Thomas, which he is. Had to ease off there to avoid hitting him. Great awareness from the Renault man.
I thought Thomas is struggling.
All the guys at the front are. Look at Dabclan now in P4, all over the back of this lead group.
In the prime position.
Sergey seems like he's looking after those tyres well. I think it's this is why. This will be what helps Sergey out most in this race. How long Dabclan stays behind these two. Because you would assume he'll get one now, but then he's going to have to probably wait a whole lap before he can get another one.
Dabclan's not going to be able to make the move because Justin's got DRS on Thomas.
So unless Dabclan dives at some point, and
Perry down the inside of Dracer, turn 1.
This time he makes it stick. Next up for him is Raid.
Nils in, Dan Hilton side by side for 13th.
The two ever presents. Aggressive, but good driving there from Dan Hilton. Defends his position well. Raidcon, the first man in the book. 3 seconds.
And that's the exit of turn 4. And that's so easy to do.
I want to watch these two at the back still. Millsies and Dan Hilton. The two ever presents of tier 3. Not the quickest guys as we say every week, but they turn up, they commit to the league, and they are more than welcome here.
I want to say it's 100% attendance as well for both of them.
I think it is, you know.
And Justin pits.
Justin's in, the first of the front runners.
Releases Dabclan.
Who is all over the back of Thomas. Be careful, boys. Dabclan's going for it around the outside. Thomas should be able to hold.
Oh.
Not quite. Dabclan will have DRS. That's the thing. Oh, look at that. Cookie. Great opportunist driving. He's going to go with Dabclan. Dabclan holds it on those tyres. Wrong way. That's the way for tyres.
Dabclan picks up 3 seconds.
Now Cookie being up there on those ultra softs, and you'd have to, I don't know if it's because Dabclan was in traffic, I would guess so, that's what held him up, but we'll soon find out. Dabclan should now start to close the gap to Sergey pretty quickly.
Well, I'm expecting Eat the Cookies coming into that because Justin came in the lap before. That was right. He stayed out. Thomas close behind, but he's got no ERS.
No, Cookie, but he will have DRS, which should negate the difference.
Well, hopefully Jacob's hoping that both these pit.
Thomas is in.
Stays out again.
Cookie said still Sergey though. Jacob now and Tiggerby. Tiggerby be able to get through.
Race is going to make the move on Raycon. Move the DRS open.
He's going for it, late on the brakes. Simple move for him in the end. And he'll have DRS to defend. Good pass for him. Yeah, look at that. Dabclan's closed up by a second in this lap alone to Sergey.
I'll tell you what, I got worried there. Jacob was looking to go down the inside of Eat the Cookie to turn 4. That would have been one of the moves of the season.
Yeah, he's got Tiggerby all over the back of him. He's managed to get. Has he managed to get through there? Somewhere that we missed. Jacob on Tiggerby. I can't.
No, they were already behind each other. Pretty sure.
Yes, Dominic, it has. We will be taking a break after Singapore. So in, was it 3 or 4 weeks' time?
It's the 23rd that week, I think.
Yeah, it's the week 2019 comes out. That will be the last race on 2018. And then we're taking a 4-week break. 4th and 5th. Sergey's in. Tiggerby, Jacob, and then Cookie. Jacob's around the outside of Cookie, and that will be him gone, and Tiggerby as well. He's through.
And Westbourne's got the move on Raycon. These Ultrasoft guys still on Ultrasoft stayed out 1 lap too long, in my opinion.
I think Sergey stayed up a lap too long anyway. I think this is the second lap for those guys. That end of lap 4 I think is the limit for them. But what's Sergey gone on to? That's the question. Soft, so he's 2 stopping.
2 stopping.
I would expect to see him in.
Saving God, but I don't think he's even going to stretch in 28 laps.
No, I expect to see Sergey come back in at around lap 20.
Under pressure though. Justin's going to be right behind him.
We'll jump down, both of those guys were up at the front.
Inside of Eat the Cookie.
This is what I mean about the overcut, because Justin was what, 4 or 5 seconds behind Sergey when he pitted. He pitted 2 laps earlier, and now look.
What a flag, sector 2.
Cookie is in.
That is Cygate. Cygate's had a little half spin.
Is it at turn 5?
I think it is, and he's trying to get back on the power, but those tyres are very, very warm.
Mr. P5 pushing to get ahead of Perry. Those mediums will now start to come into their own ahead of the soft runners. And do you know what? Those 3 guys.
No, I think they've still got.
I think they'll be.
Soft's got advantage for another couple of laps.
Maybe, yeah. Depending on how they've looked after them. But look at those 3 medium guys, 5th, 6th, and 7th at the moment.
Well, Westbourne's quietly going about his business. He's had a very good start to the race.
He has. If we look at the gap to the leader, Dracer is only 4.2 seconds behind Dabclan right now.
Dabclan at the moment, when he stops, he's gonna. This is the important thing.
He will come out behind Thomas right now.
It's 21 seconds to make a pit stop. So yeah, he's going to come out between Thomas and Eat the Cookie.
So he will effectively have lost time, but those guys have got to stop again. Dabclan more than likely won't.
He would have lost time, but he would have gained a place, I think. Oh, Thomas made a really strange mistake. I've just run on board him. He's decided to run onto the grass going into the penultimate corner.
Yeah.
Very strange. Which means if Dabclan pits now, he's going to go ahead of Thomas.
That time should be made back though, I think.
Sergey meanwhile makes the move on Millsy, and that is pretty straightforward.
It is. Cookie's through as... Oh, not Justin even is through as well. I'm not used to having two Renaults. So now, let's change that back to interval. Sergey with a 6-second gap to make up to Westboy, the first of the medium runners for him to deal with. Alright, we'll see how fast that closes.
It's going to be interesting to see how much progress he makes, because we know he's going to have to stop again. Obviously, because he's just gone.
Yeah.
He's gone to the softs.
Yeah, I don't know about you. I think our race winner is somewhere in the top 7. I don't know who I'd want to call it with, but I think Sergey on the 2-stop is the wrong option. If anyone can pull it off, he can, but I don't think it's the right option for the victory.
I'm just going to throw out there, I think Lewis is in a very good position.
If Lewis is, then Dracer certainly is.
Yeah. Lewis or Dracer. The reason why I'm saying it like that is Perry could hold Dracer up, which will allow Lewis to
close that gap. He could well. We'll go and jump on board with Dracer. See, the thing is, the chances of someone losing it at turn 4 or turn 5 or one of the S's and putting it into the wall excuse me, and then drawing out a safety car are quite high, so this could all change again yet. The whole
25. Yellow flag in sector 2.
That looks like a Justin to me.
It's Justin. Oh, and he's lost his front left.
He has. That's at turn 4. That's going to have to be a pit stop and onto mediums. Now he was one of the guys 2-stopping, so that's probably not as bad as it would have been for one of the 1-stoppers, but
it's not great.
No, he will be able to make it to the end from here though.
Part of the circuit as well.
He has, yeah. He will be able to make it to the end though from here, so
not the end of the world, but
no.
it's not ideal, obviously.
Good point, Blades. I've only just seen that as well. Cookie's going for the 1-stop from the Ultras. So we've got all 4 strategies in play here.
So that's what he was doing, yeah. There is method to people's madness. Thank you, Blades, for that.
Well spotted. Justin's gone into the pits and he's retired from the session. Which I'm not sure why, because I think he could have done alright still. He had good pace around there. He could have still pulled the result out.
He would have stayed in the position he was when he came out to pit, so he still would have been 14.
That's a shame. I look forward to seeing him again in Spa.
Millsy's round. Turn 5 has claimed another victim.
Turn 5, the auto spin. It's a shame for him. He's running in the points.
He was.
Just down to P11.
Actually, he was running more than in the points. He was currently 8th when that happened.
Allows right through. Those tyres of his will be cooking there, and he needs to be fair, I think he's done the right thing. You don't want to get... Oh, he's got wing damage as well.
Oh, it would be front right.
It is, front right.
The gap between Sergey and the leaders has come down to 14.5 seconds.
4.5 seconds indeed it is, down to 14.5.
So in terms of people being very close, it's Tiggerby that's hassling Jacob.
Yeah, we'll jump back on board. He's going to have to wait for him one more time around. He's been consistently quicker, just not had the straight line speed to get past, which sometimes even with DRS assistance, if someone's running a really low wing, you can't get through and there's nowhere else to overtake round here apart from maybe breaking into turn no, the third to last, yeah, down here where they are now. I can never remember which one it is.
12?
Hang on.
I'm sure it was turn 12. That's 13. So they're coming through now. And then it's 14.
12, yeah. 12.
I've just realised this. They're There's some traffic. Traffico.
Oh, people coming out of the pits.
Sygate and Jay.
Tigby's gone for it. Dive down the inside of Jacob, but the switchback is on. Jacob holds position.
Jay just gets out of the way now, because otherwise he's going to be right in the way.
He is. He's sticking to the outside to let them through, but he's going to get in the way now of Tigby, and that's going to compromise him. Goes wide to avoid the Ferrari and try and hold place, but that's lost him a lot of time.
I'll tell you what, Sergey's still behind Westboy. Westboy's doing a job.
He certainly is. Westboy holding his ground. We'll jump back across to them actually. We'll see Sergey hound that McLaren.
And Sygate has gone past Jay, who's not having the best of times of it at the moment.
No, down in P15, although improvement from his last race at Silverstone, his connection's held this time. It was unfortunate to have that accident at turn 3, but Westboy's going to have some defending to do here. Down into turn 12, Sergey's gone for it, committed.
Ever the opportunist.
He is, but that might compromise him, you know, because Westboy's going to get DRS down the main straight.
So good drive out the last corner.
Six tenths behind at the start. I'm not sure. Oh, never mind. Look at that.
Okay.
He's going for
Look
it.
At that.
Dives back through. A little bit late on the brakes. Sergey's going to have the switch back, but Westboy will have the DRS to try and fight back with into turn 2.
Yeah, he's not going to give this one up.
Oh, contact between the two. This is messy. But Sergey makes it through. Westboy's not giving up without a fight, though. Not into turn 4, boys.
No,
oh,
no.
Still not giving up. Into
going.
turn 5.
Unbelievable.
And now Westboy's going to have the inside into the chicane.
Squeezes him.
And he's held it, but he's run wide on the exit. Snaps back across. No, he hasn't.
Yeah,
he has. Sergey front wing.
They're still going. Whoa!
Sergey runs wide, and that, I think, is Sergey's race over.
Westboy getting a bit jittery.
Like, great racing from the two of them.
Fantastic.
To be fair, Westboy giving no ground at all.
Jacob and Perry, sorry to cut you off, Danny, in the pits.
They are.
Tigby stays out.
A lap early, I would say, for them. So I think Tigby's now in the driving seat. Personally, I think the overcut is the better option here. I think if Tigby goes to lap 16 and then stops, I think he'll be in with a great shout of jumping a couple of places.
He's just gone improve his time in the first sector.
He has, he just needs to put the hammer down now.
So that's how close it was. Declan just got out in front of Thomas.
Yeah. Sergey's continuing. He's not pitting for that to change the wing.
I think it was minor. It was just a little bit.
Well, I'm looking. It looks like the whole right-hand side's gone, and he's struggling on the right-handed turns. So I wonder if he's just going to try and get to lap 20 and then stick to his strategy and just try and do damage limitation on. Because I suppose if he pits now, he has to go on to mediums, and that's not really going to help him.
You know who's still in this after all the pit stops?
Come on.
Eat the cookie.
Yeah, Cookie's still in range, isn't he? And he's close behind Perry now, having just stopped himself.
Perry just dragged him along. He's going to score what? A P4? 5?
Depending on what the guys in front do. Yeah, Tigby pits now. He's gone for the single lap overcut.
So go down the inside of Westboy.
No, it wasn't. It was Jay's been lapped now.
My mistake. I just saw the flash of red and presumed it was the Sauber. Westboy kind of needs to get out the way now.
Yeah, he does. There's a lot of cars behind him, including Drace. Oh no, it's Dabclan. Dabclan behind him. On the charge.
Thomas.
Jay gets out of the way.
Tiggerby's going to get held up here. Took to 2. Oh, Perry's round, Danny.
Is he been claimed by turn 5? It looks like it.
He was all by himself.
Although he was under pressure from Eat the Cookie the previous lap, so maybe something there, but
I can't tell if the Renault has damage. I think he's okay. It's not disastrous for Perry.
Sygate's retired. I believe that's in the pits. Yeah, it is. He's just changed tyres, so yeah, that's in the pits.
Tiggerby down the inside of Jacob, or trying to.
Squeezes Jacob wide, who will have DRS to try and defend. Goes back down the inside. Can Tiggerby hold it?
It's West Boy. Sergey's now slipped below.
Dalpon's got through. Jacob held position from Tiggerby there, although with some aggressive defending. Ralcon's asking in the chat whether Tracer has wing damage. Yes, he does. Front left.
Whoa, quite a bit front left.
Yeah. Which will be affecting his pace significantly.
But
that must have been with a battle with.
He can put on the softs and now get away with it, I think.
Yeah, he could. I think although he's had 2 punctures in the last 2 races, I think he'll play on the side of caution. He'll go another couple of laps if he can.
I'm surprised he hasn't stopped now because he's losing so much. He's lost nearly a second already, the racer, just on this lap alone.
Yeah, it's the guys behind he needs to worry about. The thing is, if he gets swallowed up by that crowd, then.
Dan Hilton's run wide. Whether that's Louis Perry or not, I don't know. Sergey's in. And a new nose will be fitted on the Sauber.
On some fresh soft tyres, so now we'll see how he can do. Getting back up the order.
So he's going to be behind. Oh, he's going to be out in front of Perry.
He is. Currently, if Lewis was to stop, which...
Ron Paul's gone wide. Turn 4, Danny.
He has. He's lost a lot of places there. He was running in P4. He's now in P8. But he's fighting back and it takes P7 back off Cookie.
Perry's little incident meant he's now behind Sergey, where he probably should have been in front of him.
Those guys have destroyed their own races for different reasons. Sergey with his battle with West Boy, probably can't give him total blame for that at all. Probably can't give either of them blame. It was good racing, it was just unfortunate. Perry with his spin at turn 5 has cost himself. If so Dracer pits now, he'll go on to softs, give himself a new nose. Like I was saying, if Lewis was to pit now, he would come out P9, I think.
Oh, Jacob and Tiggy touch, it's getting a bit close up front.
So these two have been fighting all race so far.
West Boy is in second place. I've only just noticed that.
He is, but Thomas right behind him. Thomas the leader now of the 2-stop runners.
Dabcan's little incident hasn't done him too much trouble because everyone else in front of him can't get past each other.
And we know how West Boy can defend.
Yep. And with that, he's also dragging on Eat the Cookie with him, and Sergey and he's just got past Dracer as well.
Here's West Boy is the kingmaker here.
He's the cork in the bottle.
He is. But when does he stop? Because he needs to.
If he's watching Racer out front, then he'll be thinking, oh, I'll stop when he stops him.
Lewis would now come out P8 if he was to stop now. West Boy's in now. He's going in now.
Here we go then.
Oh, gets himself a 5-second stop. Go.
No!
That's his chance of a podium gone. With how close these guys are. Tiggerby's got himself ahead of Thomas and Jacob in one corner. But Thomas fought back.
It's going to be interesting if he comes out ahead of Sergey.
Oh, Westport, yeah, it will be. I'd imagine he will.
He has as well. Not even close.
Yeah, Sergey just coming through turn 1 now. Westboy approaching turn 2.
Race's lead out front is 8.4 seconds. And
Lewis needs to.
He's going to be stopping this lap as well.
He needs to stop now if he wants a chance at getting a podium or a potential win here. He needs to stop this lap. We'll jump on board with him.
Coming out quite comfortably if he pits now in 7th.
Ahead of Raidcon.
Sorry, in 6th even, ahead of Raidcon.
Dude, he pits now.
Thomas is as well. So Tiggerby is going to be the lead.
The de facto leader, he's the man to catch.
With Jacob close behind. Both got DRS.
The helicopter angle. The battle for the lead. Tiggerby versus Jacob. Dabclan closing in behind after his incident, but he's got the gap to make up.
Needs to get out in front of Raycon. I don't think that's going to happen.
He's not made it. Or Westboy.
He's come out. Oh look, he's come out in front of Sergey again. Oh, Jay has run wide. That's what the yellow flag was for.
Tiggerby and Jacob still fighting for the lead. Dabclan closing in. Cookie as well is still in with a shout.
With the ultra soft and medium, the left field strategy choice.
Yeah, I think Lewis is the man here. If he can close that gap up quickly.
I mean, I kind of did hint at him earlier.
You did? No, you did, to be fair.
Sector 1.
Ricky's made a good point. Penalties will come into play. Dabclan has 3 seconds at the minute. I don't know about the other leaders.
I shall look at our leading 2. Tiggerby's 1 warning away. Jacob is 2 warnings away.
Jay's retired. Sector 1. This could be turn 4. No, exit turn 3. He's lost it again and hit the wall on the right hand side this time.
We only have 2 drivers with penalties.
Is that Raid and...
Out the top 5.
Oh, out the top 5. Bois and... Cookie. Now look at that gap now between Racer and Cookie. It's coming down by around a second a lap at the moment. Now Cookie is steadily losing time to Dabclan, but not such a significant amount there.
Up another 3 seconds.
Perry's out.
Perry's out. Oh, the championship leader's gone.
Perry is out. Where's that? Right on board with Millsies, but
Sector 2, Dan Hilton has retired, and that's in the pit lane. I'm 99% sure of it.
Yeah, Millsy runs wide. He's got some.
Millsy, just stay in the race.
I'm trying to find where Perry went.
I would suggest it's where Millsy. Yeah, it's where Millsy pretty much. There's some damage on the left-hand side. Oh, Millsy, what's going on?
Has he got wing damage that I've not seen? No. Yeah, it was. It's turn 5. Exit again. Perry's been caught out by that curb.
I'll tell you what. There is a Westboy train.
Again.
That has developed. Not for the first time this race.
No, and he's on the softer tyres as well, so that shouldn't really be the case.
But there are some big names in this train.
Alex Sergey, Dracer,
Thomas,
yeah, well. Raid of course behind. But the man, I think Lewis is the man on the move at the moment, as you would expect on those tyres.
He's got to make a bit more of an inroad. He's not really made much inroad into the leaders. He's probably staring down the barrel of probably a P3.
It could be P3 on penalties, couldn't it? At the very worst, as long as he keeps his nose clean and he can close up to the back of that Renault.
I say he's staring. I said he's not closed. He has closed the lead a little bit in that last sector.
I was going to say it's at 11.0 at the moment. We'll keep an eye on that.
Other than Jacob, he's the man with the most ERS out of the top 5 as well. So Raycon has just lost a lot of positions. We were 3 wide there. Sergey, Thomas and Raycon.
Raiders on 16 lap old mediums, so I think he might have just relinquished it.
Well, they went. The 3 of them were going into turn 1, and which means West Boy has managed to put out a 2-second gap.
I'll help him.
Guys.
Come on, Lewis, I know you can hear us. Put the hammer down, son. You can make this interesting. I'm not biased, by the way. I'm on the side of good entertainment.
Hashtag commentary team.
That's the one. Although if we're doing that, we need to support Dabclan as well. And his commentary debut last week, it's on.
Did a very good job as well.
He did too. Racer 4 seconds behind Cookie, still 11 seconds off the lead at the moment.
Battle for P6, West Boy is putting the hammer down. He's making his bid for freedom because he knows what's going to happen. Dracer's the latest one to pass Raycon. He probably needs to think about pitting and getting rid of those mediums.
Well, he's got...
Although, saying that, that'd be interesting to see how Cookie's going to get on, because they're both on the same strategy.
They are. Racer's not really closing up to Cookie at the moment. 3/10 the difference from the start of the lap, so
that's been the difference in the last couple of laps. It's not been coming down all that much.
I'm just going to stay on board with West Point Sergey because I want to see these two fight again.
Yep. We are holding stations out front.
Jacob on the back of Tiggerby, as we can see from the half-second delta time, but not close enough to make a move.
That's been fairly consistent.
As it could be like it was last week, where he's just going to wait and wait and wait and then be forced into that move late on. He needs to get it done.
Eat the cookie cover. Reese could have an outside chance.
Oh!
P3 as Tiggerby has 3 seconds.
Now that changes things.
I shall have a look.
Jeff will be telling Jacob that Tiggerby does have those 3 seconds.
Yeah, but Jacob's got to be careful because he's one warning away as well. Tiggerby, massive slide, saves it, just about, and now Jacob's right on the back of him.
Could see a move into turn 1 here. And these two.
Massive counter battle on the Mercedes. Don't rule out the sole Red Bull left in the race. It's now below 10 seconds, that gap.
It's not going to be enough at the current, although he's got 9 laps to go, 8 even. You never know. We'll go on board with Jacob. We're closing in on that Mercedes. We go to the outside. We're going to go for it round the outside. We'll get squeezed probably. Or they'll have DRS to fight him down in towards turn 2. Tiggerby just holds the position. Positions his car well.
Late route, 3 wide contact between Sergey and Westboy. Thomas goes down the inside, takes 2 positions.
Thomas, ever the opportunist. Oh, and there's wing damage. Wing damage on that McLaren. Almost certain of it. Yep, front right. Sergey knows about that. He needs to be careful. But if he does, he'll be thinking it's karma.
Oh, God, that
Oh!
is. Oh, that was very aggressive.
Oh!
That was a lunge.
That was a lunge.
A very big one at that. Which has meant Dracer is now on the back of both of them.
Mr. P5 could be looking at P5.
Depending on.
Oh no, Thomas is 10 seconds nearly behind us, so unless someone else goes out up front.
You can always dream, Danny. You can always dream.
He can. Just going to jump back to the leaders. Jacob not quite close enough again to make the move. Although he does have double Tigby's ERS at this moment in time.
And this should be a simple move for Dracer. He's going to go to the outside with the DRS, but he's got no ERS left. He's down to 5%.
He's going to have to try the switchback.
Westwood goes to B. Cheeky little switchback. Thank you very much.
Simple move for Dracer in the end. Up to P8. As he recovers from that earlier wing damage that cost him a potential run at a podium place. So, as it stands right now,
We've got an interesting debate going on between Blaze and Steve about the Westboy Sergey saga. It's been happening all race. Just reading comments. Millsy is in the pits.
Dan Hilton retired in the pits because he had got a clutch failure. His clutch didn't engage in the pit stop. Is that glitch again?
Oh no, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's very, very disheartening.
See, I'd say Codemasters need to sort it out, but we're only 3 or 4 weeks away from a new game, so there's not much point, is there really?
Now then, Millsy has come back out on the Ultrasoft, eyeing up Sergey's fastest lap.
Fastest lap at the moment, as you say, is held by Sergey. It's a 19 flat.
And he has just picked up 3 seconds.
Indeed he has. That could put Tracer up another place. Is Millsy going to be able to get 6 laps out of those Ultras?
Oh, I don't know. End the race, light fuel. Yeah, why not? Fine.
Yeah.
What's going to happen?
Oh, don't say that. Tigby's pulled out a gap in front over a second now to Jacob, but of course he has to. He's got 3 seconds worth of penalties.
I'll tell you what, Race is also dropping off as well, because he's not exactly catching.
No, in fact he might have closed up to Cookie and to Dab Clan.
He's closed up to Cookie, but not to Dab Clan or Jacob and Tigby.
No, in fact the gap to the leader has only come down by half a second since we last checked nearly 5 laps ago. So Lewis at the moment though will be, he's just dipped inside 3 seconds to Cookie, so he'll be ahead of him. He'll be ahead of Dabplan as it stands, but only just.
You can tell he's a man driving with 2 warnings to his name. He's not really attacking any of the corners.
No, he needs to keep some pace, otherwise they're going to drop off towards the end of the stint. Yeah, so as it stands, Lewis will finish in P3, Tigby P2, and Jacob P1. That's as it stands right now. A lot can change in 5 laps.
I feel there's something coming, but I don't know if it's going to be an anti-climax or not.
A safety car now would be interesting.
The safety car now would be fantastic.
Everyone in for Ultra Softs just to sprint to the finish. But I tell you what, if everyone did pit now for Ultra Softs, do you reckon Millsy would be up near the front?
He would. No, he's a lap down, isn't he?
Is he like, ah, shame.
Well, if it's a safety car, he can unlap himself. You never know.
Yeah, but then by the time he'd done that and caught back up to the field, he sat the fastest lap though.
18.7, there it is!
18.7. No points for the men at the front.
No points for Sergey. Sergey doesn't get the bonus point.
He doesn't, although he is now just outside of us, just within now a second of Thomas for P6. He's going to be hunting him down.
I'll tell you what, Raycon's still putting a fight up to Westbourne on those 23 lap old mediums.
Yeah, well, Red could get 9th here. Is that Cookie with another penalty?
Yeah, it was.
Okay, so Cookie will no longer jump Dabclan at the end of this race. So as it stands, it will be Jacob, Tiggerby, Racer, Boampole and Cookie. After that I don't know, we've not been keeping track, I'm sorry.
There's only so much we can do.
There is, we're only men.
We can't multitask.
No. Sergey's got his DRS. Closing in on Thomas. Not close enough to make a move yet. 3 laps to go. We're outside like lunge territory.
Put it in overtake. You would have got him. Come on. Oh, he's too far back. Why is he not putting that overtake? You would have got him.
Westboy's got a lot more ARS than him as well. Should be able to defend. Jacobs closed the gap back up at the lead.
Yeah.
And Tiggerby is pushing hard on his ERS. Because he had more of it to start with, he's now got half as much. And Jacob's going for it, he's in overtake mode.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm waiting until Racer actually uses his. He's still on over 70%. 3 laps down.
Is Jacob close enough? I don't think he is.
That plan's on 4%, 3%.
He's trying to.
No ERS.
He's trying to get the gap out to Cookie behind him, but he doesn't need to. Actually, he needs to get it out to Racer, but I don't think Lewis is going to be. I think Lewis now, as long as he doesn't lose too much time, is going to be secured in his P3. It's now a case of who's going to win the race out of these two. Everyone in the chat, get your votes in for driver of the day. And if there's anybody outside of what will probably be the podium 3 you'd like me and Matt to interview, let us know.
Both these men up front have made positions from their qualifying places.
They have. Both started on the soft tyre.
Yep. So we're down to lap 34, and there's half a second in terms of overall pace between them throughout the entire race.
Yeah, they've been together throughout. In fact, the front 3, if Dabclan hadn't had his little incident, he'd probably be in the lead right now. Jacob going for it around the outside of turn 2. Can he make it stick? Not quite.
Raycon comes into the pits.
Is he going for fastest lap?
Free stop. Yeah.
Coming for ultra. He'll only have one run at it.
We'll keep an eye on the battle for 6th, and if not anything happens,
do that. I'm staying with the leaders. Jacob dropping back a little bit this time around, but he's saving his ERS ready for a final lap push. He could put it into hot lap now and go the whole lap with it.
Both Thompson and Sergey have got similar ERS with the last lap bonanza.
Tiggerby's held it into turn 1. He should, in that case, cross the line first. But he does have 3 seconds, so unless Jacob makes a mistake, that'll be it. Sergey we're on board with.
I don't know why he's not bumped the ERS up for some more.
Sergey does have penalties, I think. I wonder if he's not got enough to... or if he's got too much to warrant the overtake.
The man I'm scared for now is that Renault.
Cookie.
I don't want to say the possible things that could happen to that Renault.
Why? How many penalties has he got?
He's on. I'm thinking about laps, mate. Laps.
Oh, yeah, that's a lot. That is a lot of laps on those mediums. Although, because he went for the one stop onto ultras, so he's done well. He's done really well to get to that point. Raid's back in the pits. No, he's stuck in there. It's happened to him as well. Both Haas drivers.
Which means Mills is going to get a point.
He's going to get 2 points. He's got the fastest lap still.
Coffee as well.
Oh, that's so unlucky. I missed the winners. Oh, damn it.
Jacob wins.
Jacob wins. Tiggerby second. Racer or Lewis gets third. Buampol gets fourth. Cookie gets fifth. Thomas sixth. Sergey seventh. Dracer, will he get eighth or will he jump anywhere? Stays P8. Westboy, really good performance. Particularly defending from Sergey earlier in the race, takes P9. And Millsies, a lap down but never out, takes a point.
And that's why you stay in the race, kids.
That is why you stay in. Awful luck for the Haas drivers.
Great! Great! I won't be pitting tomorrow night.
Commiserations to them, but congratulations to those three on the podium and to Jacob, who takes the latest in a long line of victories for Tier 3.
Definitely the man on the move in the championship.
He is.
Cuts that lead again to Perry.
He certainly does. Toro Rosso on the move as well in the Constructors' Championship with another win. 27 points coming their way. As you can see, Jacob is your winner for Red Bull Toro Rosso Honda. Tiggerby second, Racer or Lewis in P3, Buampol P4, Cookie P5, Thomas P6, Sergey P7, Dracer 8th, Westboy 9th, Millsies 2 points after getting the fastest lap as well in P10. Raidcon terribly unlucky to have that glitch. Both Hasses suffering with the clutch glitch in the pits. So hard luck to them. Need to come back fighting stronger next time out. Perry is your first retirement. And I missed the bottom of the list.
Dan Hilton.
Yep, Dan Hilton. Jay. Cygate.
Yep.
And there was another one.
There's one more person.
Dark Mark, of course, didn't make the start.
Which was unfortunate.
Left the session in qualifying and then either couldn't or didn't rejoin. Justin, of course. Justin was the other one who didn't make the finish. So, who do we want in? Let's go for top 3 and Millsies, shall we? Yeah, top 3 and Millsies. Alright, so while I invite those guys in, any questions? Get them into the chat now. So, top 3, I've forgotten who it was. No, I haven't. Jacob, Lewis, Tiggerby, And then the man everyone wants to talk to, Millsies.
Who I've also heard has got the new race lap record for a COS driver around Hungary.
Has he?
Possibly. I will go and double check that allegation.
Yes, you go and check that. He might only have it for 24 hours, but that will be...
Who cares?
Yeah, who cares? There's some great driving out there today. Cookie, of course, making that one-stop work from the Ultra Softs, very nearly getting himself P4. It's on, well, 70% mediums, he says, at the end of that race. I know the pain of one mediums.
Oh, no, I need to find the time, hang on.
You keep looking for that time. Guys in the party, if you can make sure all your audio is set to be shared for me, please. And then we'll get cracking.
It is as well.
It is.
Yeah!
Right, we'll start with him while he's here.
Second.
We'll start with him. Millsies, you've got a point, lad. Well done. Yes.
Two.
Oh, you're 2 points, yeah. Fastest lap.
Fastest lap as well.
Yeah, great job. That's a brilliant job. Matt's got
And a
some...
race lap record as well.
Yeah, you have the current COS lap record around the Hungaroring. No, seriously.
I need a second as well. Just looked in the website.
Nice.
So you'll have to tune in. This,
That's
yeah,
it, you can retire now.
That's
yeah.
it, he's made it, done, finished.
Can leave it be. So, I mean, I want to ask you how your race was, but I'm guessing it was pretty quiet. Just keep trudging through, get yourself to the end.
Yeah, just sort of keep out the way of the leaders, and then when I got a gap, just sort of go for it, one of the ultra softs, and that was, yeah, sort of basic as it was.
Yeah, fair play. Well, it's got yourself 2 points. A little bit of luck with the Haas boys having their problems in the pits, but you know what? It doesn't matter at the end of the day.
Yeah, I'm lucky with them. I've sort of got to take what I can, but you never want that to happen really, do anyone, do you?
No, no. But you say you've got to take what you can, and it doesn't matter at the end of the day. It did happen. So 2 points to you. Congratulations. Hopefully we'll see you back here again.
Hopefully, that's the idea.
Yeah. Right. Let's move on to P3. Lewis,
Yeah.
I have to ask,
Get
why do you and Perry make qualifying stressful?
Well, the thing is, right, we had a talk about this after Germany. We were like, you know what, this is probably better actions for the fans of COS. So
Oh yeah, yeah.
yeah, we just I do good lap times, and then what I'll do is I'll deliberately cut the corner a little bit so I get a warning. Just I'm like, it's going to be too easy if I start on pole. But yeah, it was, I don't know. I don't know why. It was just a mishap, to be honest. The good thing was a load of people went on the ultras, so my lap time in the end wasn't a tidy lap. I would have got into the 110s, but the lap I did do was a 117.1. So would have got in the 116s rather. Yeah, it was just not. It was weird. I was surprised how many people went on the ultras, but the race was brilliant. Kept it clean. I decided to go on the medium, just because I've done it before and it felt good, and at least gave me a different tyre to everyone else at the end. But yeah, the medium was really good. The setup I had. It's a shame because if I had have been in the right area in the race for the start, I could have been on the soft to begin with, and then the medium in the second half I think was my stronger tyre. But I made the most of it in the first stint, and then the soft I was just not giving away any penalties. I was like, if I don't give away penalties, it'll give me the best chance of moving up the order. And it did. So I'm really happy with my performance today in the race. Not so in the quali, but that's probably one of the strongest races I've done this year. So really happy with third, and finally got back into the top three.
Yeah, so it was a good performance. Bit of a quiet one, to be fair, after that first stint.
Definitely. Yeah, it was just, but it was just. It's fair play to Cookie. He was really quick on those old mediums. Still have that pace. I know the medium doesn't really drop off, but he was only a couple of tenths slower. I had a moment in the I can't remember what corner it's called, but it's before the right-left chicane, and I did that. I clipped the inner curb, and it sort of just made the rear twitch out, and I lost a second, but. Other than that, I got 2 warnings, and I just made sure I was like, I'm not making any penalties. So I drove a bit. I had a little bit of speed, just withheld just a tiny bit. I didn't want to take any risks, stupid risks, and get the points today because I knew I had a good chance of getting some points back on Perry, and actually I'd start to pull away from the other guys again. So I didn't go too harsh. But congratulations on Jacob, another great win.
It surely was. We'll jump across to him now. Jacob, like Lewis said, P1, another win for you. Tell us about it.
Bit of a strange one, really. I felt like I probably didn't have the best pace of everyone. I think Dabkan probably had the best pace as he qualified highest on the softs. Qualifying was a bit awkward. I felt like I might invalidate, so I lapped the car so that I could do 2 laps. And after invalidating on the first lap on the softs, the second lap, I managed to put a lap in, but it wasn't as good as I would have hoped. The start was good, bit of chaos around the ultras, but you just knew that if you just stay behind them for the first 3 laps, they'd start to fade away, and so they did. And people were just squabbling in front of me, and I just thought, on a track like this, you just know that no one likes being really stuck behind anyone, and they just one small move here and a lunge there, and somebody gets taken out, and quite a few people did end up just going onto the grass or going wide, and I just managed to get through a few places. But I had a really good battle with Tiggerby throughout the entire race, really.
Yeah, we saw you two were essentially together the whole time.
Some aggressive defending from him, I think, in some cases. But once I was made aware that he had a 3-second time penalty, I still wanted to fight for the win, but I just couldn't get a good enough exit on the final corner before the main straight, and so I just settled for it really only on the final lap. But yeah. Happy for the win. Shame about Perry though.
Yeah,
anyway.
I don't know. Lewis, do you know what happened to him with him being your teammate? Was it at turn 5?
Yes. I don't know what turn it. Well, it might have been turn 5. I think the way he described it was turn 5. He didn't say specifically, but he clipped the curb, and I'm guessing he lost the rear. Is that turn 5 is the fast left-hander, isn't it?
No, it's turn 4. It's the right-hander after.
It's the right-hander afterwards. Yeah, he must have clipped the curb. I guess he clipped the curb there then, because that's where I had a moment there as well. But yeah, he had a couple of moments. The thing was, I think Perry didn't do enough practice, and in particular, he struggled with the medium. He said, which does make sense. If you haven't had practice, the medium for the first few laps is terrible. It's very cold, very slow, especially coming from the faster tyre. So I think that's what just happened. He got frustrated. I think he might have got a bit frustrated, but he just made a mistake, and that's it.
Yeah, it was a shame because we were hoping for both him and Sergey to play a part today, but unfortunately, Perry lost the back end.
Sergey's had some bad luck the past few races, really.
Yeah, it's worth watching back if you guys want to check the stream out, because he went for a move on Westboy into turn 1, and Westboy would not give it up. He would not give up that place, and it went on for the best part of a lap and a half. They were side by side.
Sometimes it just comes to the point where you're just ruining both your races, really. So.
Yeah, and then Sergey ended up with wing damage. So I mean, he was already on the 2-stop, so it didn't make much of a difference, I don't think, but it did lose him quite a lot of time, because he had to try and get to his scheduled stop, so it's a shame. But anyway, it gives you two the places you've got, so can't all complain.
It's nice, yeah, it's nice to, well, to be fair, but it was Perry's first DNF. I know Sergey's had, apart from his debut race, really, he's always seemed to get involved. Either he makes an error or something's unfortunate. So, but yeah, it sort of helped. It's good from, well, good for myself and Jacob again. Jacob gets close. I don't know, does Jacob take over the championship or does that make it like really close?
No, I have just been looking at that. It's very
It's
close.
Matt's job, not mine.
Jacob is now 9 points behind Perry after tonight.
But I've heard from the man himself that the next tracks, the upcoming tracks, are definitely to his liking. So,
Yes.
inform Perry in those ones.
Who won Spa last year, Matt? Was it? It was Robin, wasn't it?
Race, wasn't it?
It was a practice race. It was either
It was Robin,
Perry-
wasn't it? And then he got promoted.
it was Perry. Wasn't it Louis? Was it Louis? No, that was
No,
Stewart.
no.
Yeah, I think it was either Perry, Robin, or possibly Dan. I don't know.
No, it wasn't
Yeah,
Dan.
'cause I missed Spa practice race. I wasn't in the league at the Spa practice race, and I would miss the first round. I didn't join until Singapore.
Hang on, bear with me.
Definitely a
No.
track where you'll see a bit more disparity in quali times, I'm sure.
Yeah.
It's quite a different, yeah, quite different from Hungary.
Just because of the length of the lap and number of corners where you can make up lose time. Be interesting.
But Spa's quite a power. A lot of the time you're on the throttle as well. So it'd be interesting to see how people do their setups on the wing loads and all that sort of thing.
Just waiting for Matt to come back with some.
I'm trying. I can't. It's not because it's on the practice race. It's not on the website. So
I'm pretty sure it was Robin, but I won't wait too long. We'll keep everybody waiting.
Need the SpongeBob SquarePants 2 hours later.
It's not even on there.
It should be on there, but yeah, it doesn't matter anyway. We'll find it for next week and we'll get it on the stream at the start because we can do last year. We can do last season stats for starting next week. It's exciting times.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm trying to base it off tier 2.
Yeah. Ooh.
What's that?
See, there's so many possibilities starting next week for us. It's going to be great. Make sure you tune in, everybody. It's going to be a revolution.
You can actually compare things like saying, oh, this person won last year in tier 3, rather than trying to base everything off tier 2 and have a guesstimation.
Yeah, I'm actually going to have to do research. Oh dear. Anyway. Anyway, I've kept everyone busy and waiting long enough. I'll end the stream here. Thank you all for joining me and Matt for interviews. We look forward to seeing you again, hopefully next week, if not at some point in the future. And thank you all at home very much for watching. We also hope to see you again next time. We'll be at Spa next week, 10 PM UK time on Monday. If you can't wait till then, tiers 2 and 1 will be racing on Tuesday and Wednesday respectively around the Hungaroring as we have been tonight. Same time, 10 PM UK. We look forward to seeing you there. Thank you very much and good night.